Madam Speaker, I rise in support of H.R. 807, the Working Dog Commemorative Coin Act, a bill which I'm honored to have introduced with a gentleman from Worcester, Massachusetts, Congressman McGovern, the chair of the Rules Committee. The ranking member or chair of the Rules Committee. But my good friend and I introduced this bill as Congress. H.R. 807, better known as the dog coin bill in the halls of Congress, has been a project that both I and my staff have been passionate about since I introduced this bill last Congress. This legislation not only honors those service dogs, but the working dogs who protect Americans at home and abroad. Most of you passed a working dog when you came through security today here in Congress. They're so embedded in our daily lives here on Capitol Hill, we often pass them without notice. But since I introduced this bill last Congress, I think it's seen as, I think we've been noticing these working dogs everywhere we go. I'm grateful to have gained this new appreciation myself. However, this newfound awareness did not come from merely introducing a piece of legislation. It came from spending time with extraordinary people that benefit from the work of America's vet dogs. And I'd like to briefly highlight a few of them. U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Christopher Sunday was medically retired in 2011 due to injuries sustained in combat after leading missions during Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. He returned home and struggled, like many veterans, with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Fortunately, in 2021, Chris was matched with his PTSD-trained service canine named Eddie. Chris said about his new companion, "Eddie helped me find my independence again. I was able to finish my doctorate and become a mental health director to help incarcerated individuals because of my service dog." Navy Corpsman Joe Worley is a familiar face on Capitol Hill, traveling from office to office with a service dog, Galaxy. In 2004, as his medical convoy was headed back to his base in Fallujah, Iraq, the first vehicle in the convoy hit an improvised explosive device. Worley jumped out to help his wounded comrades, ran a few yards, and was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade. It did not explode, but it took off his left leg. He was then shot 6 times. For his actions, he was awarded the Bronze Star for Valor and a Purple Heart. Since these injuries, Joe has been paired with 2 separate service dogs. He's also joined America's Vet Dogs full-time as its veterans liaison, and what a great job he does. Finally, Corpsman Paul Sullivan. Paul sat down in my office and told me about his work as a first responder in Anne Arundel County. He explained how his service dog, Sal, helped him escape the night terrors triggered by PTSD. He describes Sal as his dream catcher, allowing him to sleep again and go about his daily life. I'd like to thank America's Vet Dogs team for their relentless work to get this bill to the floor today. Deanna Stone, who herself spent 20 years in the U.S. Air Force, John Miller, Bonnie Singer, Trey Manchin, and the countless volunteers and puppy handlers knocked on every single door on the House and Senate sides of the Capitol. Their impact is evident today because of the co-sponsors we have on this bill and the support we have for this bill. For a commemorative coin or a congressional gold medal to come to the floor, it must receive 290 co-sponsors. Gaining that many signatures is no easy task, but you all work so hard to spread the word that this is more than just a coin bill. This is a bill that will improve the quality of life for our wounded veterans and first responders, something we can all get behind. With that, thank you again to Ranking Member McGovern for his partnership. His work on H.R. 807, as well as his previous work to permanently authorize the Wounded Warrior Service Dog Program, is the perfect example of bipartisan collaboration to prioritize the treatment and care of wounded veterans. And that's what this bill will help enable, the treatment and care of our wounded veterans, and to honor service dogs who are among us. And I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 807, and I reserve the balance of my time.